So to be honest with you, I watch this free online in good quality. Uh, it's on my review for what's it called, Fight or Flight, where what website I use. As you know, I can't really see movies at the theaters, and I think this movie doesn't come out for another 20 days. I don't know what the date is today. And I did see something from this guy on YouTube said called 3C Films. He's an idiot, but he said there was reviews saying that this movie isn't good. It isn't. Oh my gosh. What is the word I had in my head? It wasn't recap. Formula, I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of doing the same thing. Guy meets girl, the bully guy comes up. You kind of know beat by beat. When it's something happened to this like motorcycle, it was like, okay, this is how it plays out to meet this person, the scooter or whatever you want to call it. So you kind of knew it beat by beat. And the bully this time was probably the worst bully out of all the Karate Kids that I remember. I don't even remember the first one and the one with Jaden Smith. I can't remember the other ones, but I think this is the most cartoonish villains that I've seen. And yeah, this should have went straight to DVD or basically just a TV show. And what makes it so weird is this guy already knows Kung Fu, whatever you want to call it, and he loses to, I guess, the guy that supposed to fight the end the same way, the same rules, and blah blah blah. And but then soon after, he beats up like four guys with weapons in their hand. The star does, and I'm like, so you're telling me that guy is even more powerful than as in the cartoon villain, somewhat boy is more powerful than that, and he can easily beat up like four guys with poles and weapons in their hands too. You struggled to beat him earlier, but you just beat up four guys with a pole. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's played where it's just kind of like, since he already knows fighting. I mean, I guess he still trains them, but what's his name doesn't come into way later. What's his name? Jackie Chan. And honestly, there's a reason why the kid from Karate Kid career has ended. Besides his TV show that I don't watch, he's not a really good actor, and I don't know. I don't watch the show, but for some reason he looked really old watching this movie. I almost just gave up. I was hitting that fast forward button a few times after he beat up two guys with weapons, or four guys with weapons, or it could be five. I don't know. And I was gonna just give up. And then I said, okay, let's see, does Jaden Smith even have a appearance that people are wondering? And he doesn't, and I'm glad he didn't. Sometimes, I kind of like, from seeing the trailer, like, oh, I hope he makes an appearance in this movie. No, I'm glad he didn't. From what I've seen when I was hitting that fast forward button. Yeah, yeah, oh my gosh. I mean, it's not good. So that's all I can say. What I think of the other Karate Kids that I have, the first Karate Kid movie, I watched that so many times. And it probably had to do with the fact that I didn't know much out there. I was a kid, I know much out there. So I watched that, like, I feel like over uh, so many times, rewatched it. I'm now looking at it now, it's kind of racist. I'm being silly at the same time, I'm being truthful. Okay, there's certain things you start to notice. One, Miyagi, his fighting skills are, I don't know, when he fought those guys in the skeleton makeup, it looked really bad now. But there's a certain black kid in the Cobra, heel. Every time, watch him. Every time he does a fight scene, like, he's always in the background or something, or the tournament, he loses very quickly. And he's the only black kid in the movie, I think. I think he's the only black kid in the movie, and each time he loses. Now, this before the tournament too, he loses, but yeah, I think he gets his ass kicked like three times in the movie. He doesn't have no lines, but you notice him. But the one with Jada Smith, I like it more because it's just more modern, and I've met Asians and I felt like the way they were acting is what I would expect down there. And I know they didn't get in the skin color, but you kind of feel like it would be that kind of way over skin color. When the dad says, "I don't want you to see my daughter anymore," and they don't want to get into it, but and they have this like culture where it's so strict where they can find ways to be like upset by small things. I don't believe it's like but I felt like it was more modern, and there was no not too much roll your eye stuff, and it ended with a great kick move that he actually did. Whatever his name is, Jaden Smith. But anyways, I gotta go. But no, this is like directed by someone who's probably been doing those TV shows of Karate Kid that I have not been watching. All right, peace. I gotta go. But yeah, it's bad. All right, peace.